Hello, dear children. I welcome you in this virtual class of SST. In today's class, we will revise lesson number 3, the Northern Plains. As we have already done this chapter in detail and we have done the exercises and book question answers also. So it's time to recapitulate this lesson, the Northern Plains. And we all know that this is the second physical division of our country we are studying, and in previous chapter we have learnt about the first physical division of our country, that is the Northern Mountains. So here we will talk about Northern Plains. Let's see what all we will read in today's class. We will read about the location, extent and features of the Northern Plains, and then we will talk about the Satluj, Ganga and Brahmaputra basins, and we will also talk about the life of the people living in the Northern Plains. Here is this map of northern India, in which this shaded portion is showing us the extent of Northern Plains. We can see that the Northern Plains are extended from Punjab in west to Assam in east. If we talk about the distance covered by them, from west to east, they cover a distance of about 2,400 kilometers. And the width of Northern Plains varies from 240 kilometers to 320 kilometers. The Northern Plains are formed by the fine silt brought down by the rivers originating in the Himalayas. The fine silt deposited in the valley is called alluvium. Alluvium soil is the most fertile soil and is good for crops. Now let's recapitulate these three terms. Number one is basin. Basin means the area that is watered by a river and its tributaries. Then comes tributary. Tributary means a river that flows or that contributes its water into a larger river. And the third point is distributary. Distributary means a branch of river that comes out from the main river and it distributes the water to other parts and it never comes back to the main river. Is called the distributary. Here you can see that the Northern Plains have been divided into three river basins. The number one basin is Satluj River Basin, number two is Ganga River Basin, and number three is Brahmaputra River Basin. So let's start with Satluj River Basin. It is formed by the river Satluj and its tributary river Beas. Two states, Punjab and Haryana, are located in this basin. This is the picture of Bhakra Nangal Dam. It is built on river Satluj at the border of Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. It is one of the highest dam of India and it is a multi-purpose project. The water of this dam is used for irrigation and it is also used to produce hydroelectricity. Next is Ganga River Basin. Ganga River Basin has been formed by the river Ganga and its tributaries. The major part of the Ganga River Basin lies in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. The Ganga originates as Bhagirathi from Gangotri Glacier. In Devprayag, it is joined by Alaknanda River and both these rivers further flow as Ganga. River Yamuna joins Ganga at Allahabad. The place where these rivers meet is called Sangam. Other than Yamuna, there are other tributaries also like Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi River join Ganga from the north side. Chambal, Betwa and Son River join it from south. The lower part of the Ganga river basin lies in West Bengal. Here the river flows very slowly and splits into a number of branches called distributaries. One such branch is Hooghly River, on the banks of which Kolkata is located. Another branch of Ganga enters Bangladesh, where it is known as Padma. The third river basin is Brahmaputra River Basin. The eastern part of our northern plains is being formed by the Brahmaputra River. It originates in Tibet near Mansarovar Lake, and there it is known as Yarlung Shangpo. It enters India through Arunachal Pradesh and it flows through Assam before entering into Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, it joins Padma, which is known as Ganga in India, and there it forms the largest delta of the world, and that is called the Sundarbans. So this was all about the three river basins of our northern plains. Now we will talk about the states and union territories that are covered by the northern plains, and these are: number 1, Punjab; number 2, Haryana; number 3, Delhi; number 4, Uttar Pradesh; number 5, Bihar; and number 6, West Bengal. Now we will talk about the life of the people in these states and union territories. So let's start with Punjab. Punjab means the land of 5 rivers. As the name suggests, Panj means 5 and Av means water. So Punjab is the land of 5 rivers, and these 5 rivers are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. Capital of Punjab is Chandigarh. The main language spoken here is Punjabi. Women wear salwar kameez with dupatta and men wear turban on their head. Famous food of Punjab is makke ki roti and sarson ka saag, and lassi is also famous. The famous festivals of the state are Lohri, Basant Panchami and Baisakhi. The folk dances of Punjab are Bhangra and Gidda. There is a vast network of canals in the state which provide water for irrigation. So the main occupation of people is farming, and there are many important cities of Punjab like Ludhiana, Patiala, Ambala, Bhatinda, etc. But Amritsar is famous for Golden Temple. The main industries in the Punjab state are manufacturing of textiles, electrical goods, hosiery items and bicycles industries. Next is the state of Haryana. Capital of Haryana is also Chandigarh. As we all know that Punjab and Haryana share Chandigarh as their capital. The main languages spoken in Haryana are Haryanvi, Punjabi and Hindi. Women wear ghagra kurti and odhni, and men wear dhoti kurta and turban. The river of Haryana is Ghaggar. Main occupation of people here is agriculture and dairy farming. The crops grown here are wheat, rice, sugarcane, oilseeds, maize and millet, etc. The famous festivals of Haryana are Lohri, Diwali, Holi and Dussehra. This state is highly industrialized, and Gurugram is an important city. It was earlier known as Gurgaon, and it has offices of many big multinational companies. Next is Delhi. It is also called the National Capital Territory of Delhi. It is situated on the bank of river Yamuna. Most of the people work in government and private organizations. All the major festivals are celebrated here in Delhi. Apart from Hindi, Punjabi and Haryanvi, many other languages are spoken here. As the people from across the nation live here in Delhi, as they come here in search of job opportunities, so in Delhi we celebrate almost all the festivals, and a lot of languages are spoken here in Delhi. Delhi has many historical monuments like Red Fort, Jama Masjid, Qutub Minar, India Gate, Jantar Mantar, etc. And there are some modern constructions also like Akshardham and Lotus Temple. And these are very beautiful and they attract a lot of tourists from across the world. Next is Uttar Pradesh. Capital of Uttar Pradesh is Lucknow. The main languages spoken in Uttar Pradesh are Hindi, Urdu, and Bhojpuri. Women wear sari and men wear kurta pajama. The main rivers that flow from Uttar Pradesh are Ganga, Gomti, and Yamuna. Agriculture is the main occupation of people here in Uttar Pradesh, and the main crops grown are rice, wheat, and sugarcane. Next state is Bihar. Capital of Bihar is Patna. Main languages spoken here are Bhojpuri, Hindi, Urdu, and Maithili. Women wear sari and men wear dhoti kurta. Chhat Puja is a major festival of Bihar. Major rivers of Bihar are Ganga, Gandak, Son, and Kosi. Main occupation of people is agriculture. Main crops grown in this state are rice, wheat, and sugarcane. Gautam Buddha is believed to attain enlightenment under a peepal tree in Bodh Gaya. Next is West Bengal. Capital of West Bengal is Kolkata. Main language spoken here is Bengali. Women wear sari in a special style. Men wear dhoti kurta. The main food of West Bengal is fish and rice. The major river in West Bengal are Hooghly, Teesta, and Damodar. The main occupation of people is farming. Main crops grown in this state are rice, potato, jute, tea, sugarcane, wheat, and tobacco. The main festivals of this state are Durga Puja and Kali Puja. The major cities of the state are Howrah, Siliguri, Asansol, and Durgapur. Ravindra Setu is built across the river Hooghly. And Victoria Memorial and Shanti Niketan are of historical importance. So this was all about the states and union territories that are covered by the Northern Plains. I hope this video will help you in revising this chapter. So I thank you all for listening.